What's up, everyone? All right. Okay, let me get this out of the way first. All of your countries are terrible. All of your favorite players are terrible. Your favorite team is not going to make championship stage. None of them are going to win the Antwerp Major. Your favorite player has no game sense. That's it. Okay? They're all terrible at CS. They stand no chance. The second thing is 2021 PGL Stockholm Major. We did the pick'ems, which was like the best content that I've been able to do for the past couple of years. It was really fun. So this is my favorite part of the year. I'm looking forward to this. But last time we got diamond, first of all, but I was getting death threats even though we got diamond. Even though I delivered on the diamond coin, we still got death threats because I didn't pick certain teams to make it past. As if I care, because I don't give a I don't care what country you're from. I don't care what country your team's from. I don't care about them. I don't care about them at all. If they're not Canadian, I don't care. I'm going to pick the teams I think are going to make it through. The ones who are playing the best CS. The ones who have the best vetoes, the best matchups. The ones who may have the best seeding. I don't care where they're from. Okay? Europe. Fuck soccer. Your favorite country. Your favorite player's terrible at CS. All right? Let's get into the first round matchups. I'm not going to be responsible for diamond, gold, whatever, okay? This major is too hard, by the way. The last major was hard enough. This one is way harder. We are aiming for gold, okay? And if we land on a cloud, that means we get silver. That's a win. I want you to know that. If you pick what I pick, that was your choice. I didn't pick it for you. This coin is virtual. You don't even get a physical one, okay? Just keep that in mind. There's not even money on the line here, okay? If you want to pick them, like I pick them, and when you win the diamond coin or the silver coin, you can be proud of that because you did it, not me, okay? I don't care what you get. I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care about your favorite team. I don't care about your country unless you're Canadian, all right? First round matchups, Vitality. A couple of these are going to be layups for me. This one is very close to 50-50, this Liquid G2 matchup. G2 are capable of everything and nothing right now, but I will still give it to them because Liquid are the very same, except have slightly, worse players and less good results overall. The Astralis IHC matchup is actually similar. Astralis failed to qualify for Blast Lisbon just now, and IHC were playing really great CS. I believe that IHC are a really solid team. We saw them play great CS, but they don't have as much experience as some of the other rosters, especially in officials versus top-level European competition on LAN. So I will give this one to Astralis, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was an upset. I wouldn't be surprised if this was an upset. This one I would be more surprised about. MiBR versus Outsiders. I think MiBR are kind of trending up right now, and Outsiders are kind of trending down. So even though Outsiders on paper should be the favorite, I think that in a best of one, MiBR could be kind of riding a high, and I also think that Outsiders are going through a lot of inner turmoil right now. No org behind them. Yakinder might be leaving, and I heard from Yakinder. I talked to him at the I was at the RMR. I talked to him at the RMR, and he was saying there's so much stuff going on behind the scenes with the roster that makes it really unstable. And they even said after they beat Saw, he felt more bad for Saw than he did good for his team because the future is so uncertain. So for that reason, I'm not feeling really great about Outsiders at the moment. I will give this opening matchup to MiBR as an upset. So I'll take that one as the one, kind of like clear upset of the day. When we go down, I think Bad News Eagles and Eternal Fire are both actually two of the most even teams on this list. So this one's also very hard to call. I said on Twitter, if this was going to be a best of 3, I would give it to Eternal Fire. But for now, I like the energy from Bad News Eagles, especially in best of ones, even though the results don't exactly show that. In certain maps that it can come down to best of 1, I think they're really strong. But ironically, I think their Ancient is actually where they show some of their most weakness, even though that's their highest win rate map. Eternal Fire were very impressive. They beat OG, they beat Fnatic in best of 3s to qualify to the major. Who can't beat Fnatic? So that is the one asterisk to the situation right now. I'll give this to Bad News Eagles, and again, if this was a best of 3, I would actually pick Eternal Fire, because I think overall, I've seen more flaws in the games of Bad News Eagles than I have of Eternal Fire, And one thing I really like is Eternal Fire. Just they've got Xantares in the perfect comfort zone right now. He's fragging like crazy. So I think as a team, I'm favoring Eternal Fire over them a little bit. This is also, you know, kind of a close game. I think Renegades could win this, but I think I'm probably like 60-40 fours. All these other ones are like 55-45 or 50-50 for my picks. Fours impressed me a ton. I really think that they had not only solid team play, really strong individuals, some of the best aim at the RMR, and I think they'll be a sleeper pick for this major now that they made it to this point, because unlike some of the other teams who I actually agree are good teams like IHC and MiBR, ForZe have a ton of European experience. I mean, unlimited. They also have tons of just CIS. They've grinded so much compared to a lot of the tier 2 European teams, and I feel like that's basically starting to pay off. That's why we're seeing them at the major now. So I think it's been a long time coming for ForZe, and so overall I'm feeling good about them right now. I think Renegades can be strong in the best of one, but I think overall I would be very scared of ForZe, so I'm going to pick ForZe. In this matchup, kind of a toss-up as well. I think on Twitter I circled kind of everything on the left, because the winners are on the left in this first day. I didn't watch too much of Imperial. I think they're actually working pretty well. I definitely underrate them right now because they don't have that experience. They're playing a lot of the Brazilian teams, which is fine. They have players who are land gods. I mean, no FNX, no major, and he is here at the major, and I don't doubt him. They have no bad players on this roster. The only thing that they're missing is experience together. So that's the one asterisk that I'll put on Imperial. Same that I will put on a lot of teams actually at the moment. So I think, but Spirits, they had to fight pretty hard at the RMR, but I think they're pretty scary still. I think they have a real roster. They can be a little inconsistent. I don't think the calling is always that good with Chopper, but they have some pretty serious pieces. I mean, they're two new guys. They can all have extreme pop-off games, and overall they have a lot more experience. So I will give this to Spirit, even though I actually kind of camp them in with the Outsiders thing, where I think there are issues outside of the game that could factor in the performance at the major. I don't think Imperial are going to go through this without winning. I think they will win something, but I don't think they'll get it a challenger, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah, this one's a toss-up for me. I'm going to pick Team Spirit though for just the result on the first day, and then here I will pick Ents. I have a lot of great things to say about 9Z. Actually, 9Z have shown that they can play against international competition even with very little experience overseas. Their team is the best that I've seen it. Actually incredible. So I'm very excited to see 9Z play against better teams, but Ents is probably the hardest team right here, besides maybe like, you know, G2 for 9Z to play in the first round. With that in mind, I will definitely pick Ents, and this is like a 70-30 favorite for me. Okay, that's first round matchups. That's just for people if you're gonna place bets. This also factors into what I'm about to talk about, which is the actual pick'ems, because you know you can't pick a 0-3 team or a 3-0 team without taking into consideration the first round matchups. So this will be huge. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at the pick'em stage. Okay, so welcome to the pick'em predictions for the challenger stage, and we are going to go through some of the logic and just the picks. So I'm not going to waste too much time. First thing I'm going to pick is what I feel like are the gimmies, the teams that will go through, that I expect to go through. Not all, you know, there's not a 100% chance that they will all go through, but I think definitely could. Now, after this point, it gets obviously a little bit more complicated. Now, I will say that my the 0-3 for me is the Renegades. I did this based on first round matchups, so there was a couple of teams that it could have been. One of those other teams is IHC, who will probably also lose their first round matchup, but I'm not exactly sure. I think Renegades have a hard enough first round matchup. They went 0-3 in the past. I think that this major is even harder than the last one. So there are a few teams that could definitely get the 0-3. I'm going to pick them as maybe, you know, one of three teams that could probably do it. And then for the 3-0, you should pick a team that you think is going to go through, but also one that's that could just spontaneously combust, right? You should pick a team that, like, you know, has the potential to make it through the stage. and actually has the potential to beat like almost any team in the stage, but then could also, like a team like G2, for example, they could beat everyone and they could lose to everyone. But I'm not going to put G2 there for this pick. There will be a team that gets 3-0 that isn't that good. I think that that's how this major will go with the Buchholz system. And there will be one team that clears it and owns one good team and gets through, and then there will be a team that has like an easier way. And I think that's how it's going to go. For the final two out of these, for me, this comes down to Outsiders, this comes down to MiBR, this comes down to Eternal Fire. And for some reason, I don't feel like I should have a team like 9Z, even though I really do think that they'll win something here. I don't think they'll go 3. I think they will win something. I'm kind of stuck on these. I think ForZe is another one as well that can make it through this stage, but I'm not entirely sure. So this one's a little bit tough. I think you only have to get 5 correct out of these. You know, let's say the 5 gimmies. One of them's probably not going to work out, even though they're gimmies, and you just have to get at least something extra. I can see both MiBR and Eternal Fire going through. And I know I picked Outsiders to lose their first round to MiBR. That matchup is just incredibly close. I really think that Outsiders, you know, I don't have super high confidence in MiBR beating them in that first round, even though I picked them. Outsiders can absolutely beat MiBR. In fact, on paper, they should. Because I don't know if Outsiders will make it through this. I just don't know if Outsiders will make it through Challengers. I definitely don't think they'll make it through Legends if they get there. But they prove that they can just be so resilient that they get to the point of almost getting eliminated at every single thing. 15-14, overtime. You saw the match versus Saw. So they're a team right now that can beat basically anybody here in this Challenger stage and can potentially go through. I don't have a lot of faith in my 3-0. I just don't feel comfortable putting Outsiders in the teams that will definitely advance. I don't think they're going to get wiped out like the Renegades will. And I think there actually is some kind of chance that they could win straight up 3-0, you know, 2 best of 1s in their first best of 3. And again, I know I picked MiBR to beat them in the first round. It's just an odds thing, right? It's just like confidence levels. Like I think it's basically like 55% Outsiders, 45% MiBR. That's the upset that I will pick for that day, but it doesn't mean that will happen. These are what I'm going for with my first round Challenger stage pick and predictions. And they are locked in. Every day or whenever the matches go down, I'll tweet out all of my predictions for the day. So I'll just go through and tweet them out for people who place bets or just are curious who I feel like is going to win. And we'll continue forward with the major. And then at the end, I think last time I tabulated all of my predictions and checked what percentage of things I got right and whatever. And we can go through that and hopefully we can get silver together. Okay, we're going to work hard. We're going to get silver. And if we survive the Challenger stage, you know, this might be even harder than the Legends stage to predict. It might be even harder than the playoffs. So if we could survive this, maybe there is a way we can get Diamond, but this major is, you know, nightmare difficulty. It's going to be very hard. I think most people agree right now. It's not so much that this major has the highest top level teams, right? Na'Vi, FaZe, like Vitality G2 is already very shaky. Even Na'Vi is like a little shaky. Like FaZe is the only one who's not really shaky. And I'm not incredibly confident they're just going to flat out win the major. So I feel like this is a major of dark horses right now. And there are some like weird outside bets. Like if you're to play like their S tier CS in a playoffs, I mean, I feel like there's a chance they could end up in finals. So there's a lot of teams that are really good. So at the top level, it's not incredible, I would say. I think we'll have to see how good the teams are, how they're feeling, like where they're at, if they're really feeling the game. But at the bottom level, the Challenger teams, and then Copenhagen Flames and Legends, and some of the teams that have just like qualified and gotten through, it's so close. Like that first round was a list of teams that were nearly 50-50, right? Like best one was the ENCE matchup, which I felt like they had 70% in my mind. Yeah, it's all about just surviving, as it is with the pick'ems, but these should be really fun. I hope you enjoy. And if you need to figure out how to do this, if you open up the game after you update it, you can click here and buy the viewer pass, and you can buy the viewer pass and tokens if you want. If you buy the tokens, then you can use the tokens to get these souvenir cases, which you redeem them during certain games. So if you let's say you do Navi versus Astralis on Ancient, for example, and that game just happened, then you can redeem a souvenir token on that matchup. Then you have a chance to get like a simple op with an Ancient sticker and a simple autograph, and it's a souvenir gun, so it'll have a souvenir sticker or something like that, and it's like kind of unique. Most of the time, the souvenir guns, I think the odds are way lower to get anything good, so I wouldn't recommend just wasting your money on it. But if you got some extra pocket change, you want someone else to gamble on, then you can do the souvenirs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I bought a bunch of stickers and stuff, so I think I'm just gonna start opening like crazy, like an animal, and just get into it. But that's it. So that's it for the video. I'm like a little sick, so I was just really sick. I actually had to miss the last showdown finals because I just went into the warp tunnel like a giant fever. I'm here in Antwerp now, actually. I'm better. I'm fine now, but I still have this like lingering cough, and these hotel rooms that just have too much dust and stuff are just killing me. Killing these poor sinuses. Sorry, that was a really bumpy recording. Lots of ums, lots of ahs, and lots of nasal. But we got through it. Enjoy that, and I'll see you back for the Legend stage and the demo reviews in between, so stay tuned.